the beta? What were you doing for that? I know that you had. Okay, that's a dumb question. Did you stream? How much were you streaming? Like, were you doing 24-hour type stuff? What were you doing?
Um, so when the beta came out, the first day I basically did a 24.
Yeah.
Um, and then I was grinding as much as possible. And that was on console, so the game felt not as smooth as it was on PC, but I was still grinding. I would say like minimum 16-hour streams.
Okay.
Um, and just to kind of grind as much as possible and get better at the game
Okay.
before it comes out.
And did you like? How did the chat react to the game? How were they? What were they feeling? Because if you were doing those long streams, they were pretty. They had to sit through some of that. So what they think?
Yeah, I mean my chat liked it. They thought they thought it looked like MW19. A lot of people like that game.
Hmm.
Um, so they thought it was really similar to that game, and they liked the movement a lot better than this game we're playing right now.
Yeah. Do you think that people like actually think MW19 is a good game, or was it just fun and like we played it a ton because of COVID and whatnot? Like, what do you
Um,
think there?
that's a great question, honestly, because I think comp-wise, MW19 was kind of shit. I think the maps were kind of bad. The movement was good, but the TTK was still a little fast. But I did like the movement. I think a lot of people liked Warzone as well and pubs.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of people like MW19. Um, but compared to MW3, the TTK is a lot better. The movement's there.
Okay.
I think it has really great potential.
So when you mean better TTK, what does that mean?
So like, um, takes more bullets to kill someone
Okay.
basically.
Yeah.
So like Cold War had
Hmm.
really good TTK.
Yeah.
Um,
To where you
Vanguard
can't
was a
just
little
like
fast.
insta die like
Yeah, you're not
two
like
bullet headies.
fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not like two bulleting people basically.
Yeah.
Um, which is a lot better. It takes more skill. And then when they're adding the movement, I feel like I don't know. I could be tweaking, but I feel like we've never had like fast movement and high TTK
Okay.
in the same COD. It's always been like one or the other. Like it's been like fast movement and then you kill in two bullets, or like slow and then high TTK.
Hmm.
So like kind of both. So I feel like it's creating more of a skill gap.
Yeah. That's good. So talk like we were talking about differences in movement. So you're saying this movement is closer? Because I didn't watch a ton of the beta. I've had so much stuff going on. Like I peeped in some streams and like watched clips of the pros playing, but like I don't like remember anything concrete. So movement is looking closer to MW19. Like is do you think the game in
Um,
general is just like closer to MW19?
I say it's kind of a mix of Vanguard and MW19.
Okay.
The movement's really similar um in both aspects.
Okay.
Um, I would say like week before the game comes out, I'm gonna be grinding Vanguard. To be honest,
Yeah.
just because I feel like it's really similar to that game.
Okay. So movement, you're talking, it just feels quicker, but also slide canceling. I'm assuming slide canceling feels better than it did the last 2 years.
Yeah, I would say slide canceling feels really smooth. In the beta, there was a little bit of like a delay before you started the slide cancel.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, the game itself and the movement felt really smooth. Compared to this game and let's say Cold War, Vanguard,
Yeah.
or any previous game that felt like kind of clunky. This game felt really smooth, even on console. It was really smooth.
Yeah. That's good. That was my one complaint about Cold War. That game did feel clunky. Like
Yeah.
even the like clean slides in that game would do not even compare to like prime MW19 stuff. So
I
speaking
agree.
of MW19, horrible spawns, 5v5, but more focusing on spawns. Are spawns yay or nay? It's a no, this isn't Treyarch. This is Sledgehammer,
Sledgehammer, yeah.
right? So
Yep, yep.
Sledgehammer did what was their last? They did World War II, and
Yeah.
they were supposed to do Cold War, but then Treyarch took that.
hmm
So
And
how
then
are this?
Vanguard.
And oh, they did do Vanguard. That's right. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
So then, how are the spawns looking? Just basing it off previous games.
I mean, it was just a beta. Um, I'm hoping spawns do get better, but the spawns are fucking pretty bad on some maps.
Yeah.
But it is just a beta. Like there was like I remember like you'd spawn up, you start sprinting, and then someone would spawn like right behind you. But I mean, yeah, it is just a beta. I'm hoping spawns do get better. I'm hoping that they pick the right maps for a comp. Um, I'm hoping that Goodyear map wise.
Yeah. How many maps were out in the beta?
I think like four maps.
Okay.
I think like Skid Row, Estate, Favela, and and Rust.
Okay. And what? How many are on release? Because I know it's pretty much just MW2 like '09 reskin.
Yeah.
So how
I don't
many
know.
is that?
I don't know how many games were in that game. I think it was like 16 maps maybe,
Okay.
but they're all the same old map. Like I don't think there's a single new map. I think it's all just old maps.
And how do you feel about that? Because like I don't know how much I'm gonna play the game, but if I was gonna grind the game and pay $70 for MW2 '09 reskin, like come on.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel the same way. Cause I mean, I did play MW09 as a kid.
Hmm.
And I really liked those maps as a kid, but I mean, obviously I wasn't competing back then. Back then it was like, it was more like we're having fun, bro. There was like Michael Myers lobbies, and it was
Yeah.
like ninja diffusing and quick scoping and trick shotting and like cops and robbers. Um, and I never really played comp back then. And back then it was the comp modes were like fucking demolition and like
Yeah.
DTF
Yeah.
and S&D. Like so like we've never really played these maps for hardpoint. Um, but I'm hoping it transitions pretty well. Um,
So because hardpoint's like a main staple, do you think there's cause to worry about like how it's gonna play on these maps?
I think some of the maps could play pretty well. I think Skid Row could play really well. Invasion. I think Karachi. Uh, what other maps, dude? I think Rundown will probably be a map.
Okay.
I'm calling it right now. A lot of people don't think Rundown's gonna be a map, but Rundown seems like a pretty good map. A lot of people think Terminal and High Rise will be HPs. I feel like those are more S&D maps. I don't know.
Okay. So overall, were the maps like? Did you at least have fun on them? Like, did it feel?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I was not playing Skid Row, I was not having fucking fun, bro. Favela is fucking the worst map, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna be a comp map at all. There's just too many entrances and doorways and too many of that for that map, especially even for S&D. I think that map was horrendous, and even at state it was bad.
Now, visually, obviously, they tried to pull off a reskin of an older title, one of the most iconic in the history.
Yeah.
How do you think that they pulled it off visually? I know that Vanguard and Cold War, um, it really our last few titles
Mhm.
since we got out of Black Ops 4. Things have not been the prettiest games. How does this
Yeah.
compare to those ones? Like, yay or nay?
Um. I mean that's a pretty good question. I mean it is reskins of the old maps. I think Favela is pretty colorful map, but that was one of the colorful maps back then.
Hmm.
I think um I don't know. I kind of have to see these maps, but I mean Skid Row definitely looked a lot better because back then it was like all green, like everything was green basically. It had like everything. It had like a green filter basically. I think Skid Row looks a lot better. Um, I don't think it really compares to like BO4's like colorness, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. Now, like, where do you think are the biggest improvements in this game? Because it is like you said earlier, which I do want to point out. It is just a beta. They can fix a lot, and Sledgehammer is usually better than Infinity War about fixing things. So where do you think are like the biggest? What's highest priority?
Um, Highest priority, I would say probably fixing the spawns.
Hmm.
I think they've done a good job listening so far. Um, Especially when there was like that the battle rage thing, like they removed it in like less than a day.
Hmm.
There's a lot of things I feel like um that they listen to when the issue comes. Um, at the same time, yeah, it was just a beta, so there's not really much we could base
Hmm.
off the beta.
And talk a little bit about Battle Rage. Did you play during that first day?
Yes, bruh. There's literally a clip. There's like so I was like when I first kind of found out about Battle Rage, like how OP it was. Funny ass clip, bro. Like, it was like I was shooting someone, or I was shooting three people, bro. I got a two piece. Um, and then I pulled out my pistol. I literally lit this guy up with 20 fucking bullets, and he still did not die. And I ran out of ammo. He ran out of ammo. He runs at me. I punched him twice. He still didn't die, and then he fucking killed me. Shit was fucking crazy.
Thank God that was only around for a
Yeah,
day. Jeez. That was the one thing I saw the most like traffic on Twitter about was Battle
Battle
Rage and
Rage.
how it's just unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you think those were the biggest improvements, what do you think is the easiest thing to fix on? Like, what's a little thing? Because I think like the little bugs annoy me more than the big ones. Like, spawns are not an easy thing to fix. Like I think a lot of people forget that spawns is like a crucial part as to how the map is designed. There
Yeah.
are other things that like, glitches, glitch spots, stuff like that. Like what are you thinking are easy fixes that there's no excuse that it shouldn't be fixed.
Said things that are hard to fix or easy to fix.
Like what do you think are easy fixes that like should get fixed? Like, little stuff but is important.
Mhm. I think some easy fixes could definitely be like fixing the spawns a little bit. Um, I think um there was like that little thing. There was like a little delay before you started your slide cancel. I think they'll probably end up fixing that. Um, I was hoping there was bunny hopping in this game. I haven't seen people really complaining about it. Maybe they'll add it, maybe they won't. I
Yeah.
think that'd be another way to kind of engage a gunfight. I think they could add. Um, Other than that, I didn't really have any complaints. I like the beta; it was really smooth.
Okay, that's good. That seems to be the overall consensus, is that it was smooth and it was different.
Mm.
um, what was your favorite part about it, you think?
Favorite part about the beta?
Hmm.
Um, Honestly, it was just like so much better than MW2, bro. Like movement wise, even like visual recoil. I know they took out. But I mean, I really like the movement. In the TTK, uh, mainly.
Okay, good, good. And speaking of that stuff, like, you're going to spend a lot of time on this game. What are the goals you have as a streamer, yet also a competitor and challengers? What are some goals that you want to achieve throughout the year?
I know for me, um, I mean, I have been streaming a lot in the off season. But I mean, for this new year, challengers for me is coming first. So I'm gonna be grinding through challengers, and then content will be second for me.
Okay.
I'll be streaming maybe like tourneys here and there, um, like scrim stuff like that. Uh, Plan on grinding a lot and maybe not focusing on streaming as much, just so I could get better at the game.
Yeah. And what do you think your goals are with the season as a competitor, like in challengers? If you're gonna grind, what are the goals?
Goals challengers wise, I'll say place as high as possible. Want to want to go far with my current team.
Hmm.
Don't want to spoil anything. But want to go pretty far. Hoping for at least T6. For like the first cup. Um, and yeah.
Sweet. So you said streaming sort of takes a backpack. What do you think that looks like? Like you'll scrim throughout the day, and then like if you have time or the energy, whatnot, stream at night.
Yeah. So yeah, streaming's gonna come second for me. So I'll probably so scrim during the day, and then going in to the night, depending on if we're watching VOD that day or not, or playing any tourneys, I'd go from there. So if we were doing like a S&D tourney, I'd probably stream that. Probably stream an S&D tourney. Um, but other than that, um, I don't think I'd be playing. I'm not gonna be playing any other games. Like I'm only gonna be playing MW3. Like I'm not gonna be playing any party games or
Okay.
scary games or anything like that. For content, it's just gonna be straight grinding MW3 for till like the first event basically.